Creating Igbo village, which has never happened in the history of the world among the Igbos in the world. As I'm talking to you, I've acquired 50 acres of land, that is 250 plus of land along the Flower Road, that is at Old Ningo area. But along that road, it's right on the road, I acquired 250 plus of land. My reason of acquiring this land is to build Igbo village in Ghana. I call it Amandi Igbo in Ghana. We'll build a village where we're gonna build the palace of Igbo there, a huge palace. We'll build Igbo town hall there with about 2,000 capacity chairs and 100 rooms guest house. The essence of this guest house is most of the times our governors and our Igbo great leaders do come to Ghana. They always go with their entourage. If they come to Ghana, their entourage will see where they will lodge.
Okay guys, my name is S.K. and I welcome you once again on S.K.M Media 7. There's this Igbo Chief in Ghana whereby like everybody is talking about this Igbo Chief. He's trending everywhere. He's in the news simply because of the comments that he made recently that he wants to build Igbo palace or community in Ghana. He has about 50 acres of land in Nungo when we are going to Afrao Road, and this has got a lot of people talking. People are saying we know how Nigerians are and all that. Guys, I'm here to explain certain things and where or the strength of this Igbo man called the chief of the Igbo, where his strength has got it to in Ghana here. In case you are new here and you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. After subscribing, don't forget to drop your comment under the comment section and like the video as well. Now, when it comes to Ghana here, on the traditional council in Ghana, I would say 60 to 70% know this man. Most of the traditional council in Ghana here know this man, whom he called himself the chief or the Igbo chief, where now a lot of people are protesting against him. Even some of the Nigerians do not agree with the idea of him building a palace in Ghana here. Now, I met this man several times on most of the occasions or festivals that you have been to, and it seems Ghanaians or most of the traditional houses accept him as chief, because anytime he appears on any of these festivals or occasion, they call him the chief of the Igbos, the Igbo community, or the chief of the Igbo community. That is the name that they normally call him. I met this man at Somanya Mayem festival, whereby as he was coming, the name they gave him was the chief of the Igbos, the chief of the Igbo, or the Nigeria chief. That is how they called him. So when he was coming, they told him to take off his hat and greet Nenekono. They told him to take off his hat and greet Nenekono. But he said that in their community or in Nigeria, a chief is not allowed to take off his hat to greet his fellow chief. But here in a case that when you are comparing that, taking off your hat and greet another chief, when it comes to Ghana here, the Igbo man did not control anything in Ghana here or the eastern region, where he was asked to take off his hat and he refused. Here, if you are a chief, indeed you are a chief, you are representing a few number of people who travel from your country and they are staying here. You are being represented as a chief for only those people. You don't have power over the people who control the town or the paramount chief of that town. So whatever they tell you to do, you have that right to do. When Empress Gifty's mother, passed away, when they were welcoming him, they said the chief of the Igbos. That means most of the traditional houses in Ghana here knows this man. The problem, or what is causing the problem right now, is he saying that he have 50 acres of land in Nungu when we are going Afrao Road. And when you mention Nungu now they have paramount chief. So a lot of people are tagging the paramount chief that he is the one who sold the land to that Igbo man. Now the paramount chief also came out with a press conference that he knew nothing about these 50 acres of land that this man is talking about. And now they are appealing to the government to investigate this man, investigate him, where he get that land from. And if he is a chief, he live in East Legon. Who gave him that title as a chief to represent his people? You cannot be a chief, or you cannot call your chief whilst you are on someone's land. Before you can be called a chief at a certain area, that means you have a huge number of people who are coming from where you also come from. And those people, because you are from the same town or the same area, you are being selected as chief for only that group of people. In case something happens, you are the one to talk to your people. So if you are the chief of the Igbo, the paramount chief who control the town, he's here, and you as the chief of the Igbo or any tribe, you are here. There's no way you can be compared to the paramount chief who control the town or who is in that town. It does not work like that. But here in the case, Ghana here, when you have money, everything is possible. Because when you look at the number of people this man is moving with, it shows how rich. Yes, he is rich because he have a lot of companies and businesses that he operates. You understand? So meeting the president, some of the celebrities, and going a lot of places shows that this man know a lot of people over here. But the problem is, who gave him that title as a chief? Everybody can call himself a chief, but the town, he's living in Accra. In Accra, we have a chief in Accra. So who gave him that title as a chief? And if you are a chief, you are not a chief you are not a chief for the whole of Accra. You are a chief for only Igbo people. Even all the Nigeria people, you don't have power to control all the Nigeria people, because Nigeria is big. Nigeria is big, and they have everybody come from different places. So let's say in Ghana here, we have northern region. We have the Hausa people, they are chief. We have the Fafra people, they are chief. Because the way the Fafra people do their thing is different from the way the Gunjes also do their things. So if you are a chief of Igbo, whether you are from Nigeria and you are being represent the people who are the Igbo people, you don't have power over all the Nigeria people in Ghana here, because where you are coming from is different from where others are also coming from. Guys, I don't know what you also think about this. Drop your comment under the comment section. Now, the issue or what is bringing all this thing now, Ghanaians are demonstrating against this man that he need to be deported and go back to Nigeria. So the government have to investigate. And for me, I don't have problem with him being a chief, but who gave him that title as a chief? Who gave him that title as a chief? And the chief that he is it only for Nigerians? Because to build a palace in someone's land is not allowed. It means like you are comparing yourself, or you will become equal to that chief or that paramount chief. A paramount chief will not allow you to do such. There's this saying in Aka language, they said, Ahimfo chinye ebi didi ebi echi. You know, when a chief is coming, the umbrella that the chief use when the paramount chief is coming, his umbrella is different from the other umbrellas that, you know, follow. So if you are a chief, who gave you that title as a chief? Who gave you that title as a chief? This is why a lot of people are, you know, talking about, and most of the people in Ghana, the president, they know this man. He moved with them. He do business with most of the Ghanaian celebrities, and you know, a lot of people are tagging Captain Smart for his selfishness and all that. Guys, drop your comment under the comment section. In case you haven't subscribed, don't forget to, you know, subscribe and like the video. Watch this video, the video of this man saying the 50 acres of land that he had.
Creating Igbo village, which has never happened in the history of the world among the Igbos in the world. As I'm talking to you, I've acquired 50 acres of land, that is 250 plus of land along the Flower Road, that is at Old Ningo area. Along that road, it's right on the road. I acquired 250 plus of land. My reason of acquiring this land is to build Igbo village in Ghana. I call it Amandi Igbo in Ghana. We'll build a village where we're gonna build the palace of Igbo there, a huge palace. We'll build Igbo town hall there with about 2,000 capacity chairs and 100 rooms guest house. The essence of this guest house is most of the times our governors and our Igbo great leaders do come to Ghana. You know, they always go with their entourage. If they come to Ghana, their entourage will see where they will lodge for free of charge, maybe for a day or two. Most of their visits, it doesn't take more than 48 hours or 24 hours. They stay there free of charge, and they know that, yes, this is what they have benefited from the Igbos living in Ghana. Again, our people that have accommodation problem and all that will come get there at least for 2 or 3 days before they can get a out of the country, or those that come into the country in one way or the other will have accommodation of 100 rooms guest house. We will also, in the palace of the Igbo, we also have apartment there for special guests like governors and ministers, and in future I know that we the Igbos will provide president in Nigeria, and I know that the president that will rule Nigeria at time to come must be an Igbo man, and one day, by the special grace of God, he also going to be part of those that are going to lodge at the guest house there in Igbo village. In that Igbo village, my good brother, what I want to do there is we'll create streets there. We'll create streets that will represent the names of the ancient Igbos. We'll create the streets that will bear the name of Sambakwe Street. That's the ex-governor of Imo State. We'll create a street that will bear the name of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the first president of Nigeria. We'll create a street that will bear the name of Nzogwo. We'll create a street that will bear, of course, the name of my father also, Zemaladi Henetu, and all the great Igbo leaders that they have gone, and those are present. Will create streets in their name that will represent them in Igbo village in Ghana. And this Igbo village in Ghana, every Igbo man all over the world have right to come there and buy property. Either you want a plot of land or 2 plots of land to build your dream house. We're also going to build tall buildings of maybe 6th floor or 7th floor. We'll sell them flat by flat. And we will have a single entrance in this Igbo village. When you come in there, you know you're coming into Igbo village in Ghana. From there, the Igbos will expand.